Home isn't always fun. Again, thank you, Director. As I mentioned in my opening statement, I was pleased the fiscal year 22 appropriation package includes several of the new transparency provisions that will make the budget process more accessible to the public and help this committee do our oversight work. Can you outline a little of the progress OMB has made in meeting the new statutory requirements under 204, many of which require public disclosure of apportionments? Do you anticipate meeting the deadlines outlined in 204, especially for automated apportionment? And again, I was pleased to see the enactment of the Congressional Budget Justification Act, which has been a priority. The bill requires the OMB director to create and continuously update a website that lists budget justification information. Can you tell us progress on that matter as well, please?
Absolutely, and I know you've been a leader on transparency issues. OMB has already begun to implement the new apportionment transparency requirements on March 25th. As required by the law, we began posting final apportionments to a Max community page, so your committee staff can access that. Within 15 days after the omnibus was signed, OMB was required to submit our apportionment delegation to the Federal Register. We have done that, and we're working to comply to our next time frame, which requires apportionments be put on a public website, and we intend to meet that time frame. On congressional budget justifications, which I know was the chairman's bill, we are working to meet the requirements of the Congressional Budget Justification Transparency Act. We've already met the Act's requirement that OMB maintain a centralized website. The Act also requires OMB to develop data standards for agency CJs, and we're working on how to meet those further requirements, but we are on track to do so, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has revived questions about the vulnerability of U.S. critical infrastructure, including the federal agency systems, to potential Russian cyber attacks. During the 2023 President's budget, does the President's 2023 budget incorporate such concerns into the proposed spending levels on agency cyber and IT needs? And what is your strategy for addressing these concerns in the fiscal 2024 President's budget?
Given all that the Appropriations Committee has to fund, it's easy for cybersecurity to get left behind. You have a lot of obligations, the same with putting together the President's budget, but we've seen through various attacks from Colonial Pipeline to solar winds that we cannot afford to let this lapse, and we have to do a better job as a government. Cybersecurity is a priority in the 23 budget. It includes $2.5 billion for CISA in the Department of Homeland Security. You heard us, we're asking for a little over $13 million for our CIO who oversees cybersecurity efforts across the government, and we're doing good work with our Technology Modernization Fund, which this committee has supported in the past. That fund resides at GSA. OMB and GSA run that program, and agencies come to us and submit applications for innovative projects to strengthen their technology and cybersecurity needs. We're seeing that is needed more than ever. You mentioned Russia as well as China. We have to stay on top of this threat, and many of our systems are not ready, and we often do a good job responding after an event, and we're trying to position ourselves, including with the new Zero Trust strategy, getting ahead of the issue.
Thank you. Mr. Ranking Member?